Formula 1 turns to Canada for the third round of the F1 2019 Championship. Red Bull announced they had been unimpressed by the progress with Honda, although it was announced that Aston Martin were stepping in to help Honda out. They said as Honda were withdrawing from the championship for the new engine era 2021, Aston Martin said they'd be happy to help Red Bull with any help that they needed with getting Honda a better engine in 2019. Meanwhile, McLaren hoped to make further upgrades with the further progress up the field, with upgrades coming with Spain. Daniel Ricciardo has already collected a number of points, with Carlos Sainz also getting points as well. Although it is questionable whether these upgrades will deliver, as in the past McLaren has yet to deliver. Alfa Romeo, Toro Rosso and Williams have also announced that progress has been made up the grid. In Williams' case, they hope they can try and challenge Red Bull at least, although they say that may be an issue. For Toro Rosso and Alfa Romeo, it's about not being last place. They hope to close the gap to Force 1, who appear to not have the budget at the moment allocated from Mercedes to do an upgrade. Many in the paddock have suspected that this could be like 2016, like the arrangement that Mercedes had with the old Manor team before it went out of business at the end of the 2016 season. Rumours were that Force 1 could potentially be up for sale should Mercedes not want to invest in it long term, especially if Alfa Romeo and Toro Rosso get the upgrades. To the grid now, and it is Leclerc who takes pole, closely pipping Sebastian Vettel for Mercedes, happy to be back on the front row. Bottas is third, happy with that. He'll try and build on his win in Brazil. Hamilton is fourth, hoping to try and kickstart his title defence. Rosberg, a best ever fifth for him. Williams super happy with that. Verstappen lies in sixth. Daniel Ricciardo, another superb qualifying from him. He starts seventh. Pierre Gasly is the first run on the grid. He starts down in eighth. Great job by George Russell to get the car up into Q3 and up to 9th place, as does Kevin Magnussen. He lines up 10th. Outside the top 10, Stoffel Van Dorn, Red Bull, disappointed, as was Carlos Sainz, both of them failing to get in the top 10 again, and potentially no points for them again. Perez starts 13th, so disappointed for him. Giovinazzi does well with 14th for Alfa Romeo. 15th starts Peter Harmson, disappointed, and as well as Esteban Ocon was also disappointed not to be as high up as their respective teammates. 17th was Danny Kvyat. 18th Hulkenberg with a penalty after he changed his engine. More woes in terms of reliability for Renault. And at the back it's Verline and Raikkonen. Raikkonen not getting the best positions. Raikkonen says he needs to concentrate on getting his form back up to scratch. So hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we are covering the third instalment of Final Fantasy Formula 1 2019. That was a bit of a mouthful. Final Fantasy F1 is the abbreviation I should have gone with there, but still nevertheless. We're here for round number 3 in Canada. Apologies for the slight delay. I'd hoped to have this out yesterday, but it was a little too late, and it would have mean that the time I did finish editing this yesterday, I can have it out at an earlier time, as opposed to being what potentially could be 1 a.m. upload. Well, I would be asleep and it would be uploading in place because it takes so slow where I live. But anyway, we're here and on the grid.
Okay, be wary of the cars ahead braking suddenly into one. We could ruin our race if we hit them. Good luck.
Let's see what we can do. This is a disappointment for me. Canada's usually a strong race for me, but we qualified 15th. I don't think I've ever been this low down at Canada. We've gone from scoring... Well, we've gone from what was an okay 9th place. We've had 2 9th places. 9th might be a little bit difficult. We've got Perez ahead of us as well. We'll try and get in front of Giovinazzi. That'll be our main target. There's a disappointing start as far as that lights out to go. Dreadful start as usual with regard contact with Ocon. We'll just go down inside anyway. Try and stick it around the outside of Ocon, who cuts in front of us though, the Frenchman. Here's a little replay. Just try and go out the outside, but we then try and get the switchback move on him, which we do. We line up Carlo and Giovinazzi down into one of the mid-corner I can't remember what it calls. And we make that. And meanwhile, down at the back, Hulkenberg has lost his spot already to Kvyat. Verline is last, but although Hulkenberg has just overtaken Kvyat. So those two at Toros are very lonely already. Already cut adrift, as you can see on the mini-back. Dive bomb and a half! On Sainz. Jesus, we came back from Mexico to break that dive bomb. And Sainz now is in the lure of our former teammate Antonio Giovinazzi. Man, who is still at Alfa Romeo despite the fact we left the team over 3 years ago. And he's actually going to have a look. The Italian is going to have a look at the Spaniard down into the All the Champions. Oh dear. Almost touching the wings, but Sainz I think eventually gets him back in front of Giovinazzi. We are starting to come to our teammate Magnussen, who's had a woeful start. He's on the hypersofts as well, so that's bad luck for Giovinazzi. He's lost out to Van Dorn, and they're slowing each other down into the chicane at the final corner. We're going to have a look here, although Magnussen is going to go past Van Dorn with DRS. We're going to try and follow Magnussen through. We've got Van Dorn on our outside. It will turn to the outside of the corner. Got to keep it. There's a bit of wheel bang, but is he going to leave us space? No. We're going to try and force the issue again though. Back round the outside, and it is a calculated move there. That's a little bit too much there. Moving to lap 6 now. Danny Kvyat has got himself a puncher. I haven't seen too many punches actually in recent times. To be honest, we've got a yellow flag here. There it is for Kvyat. He is line up with that wall, but he should be able to. I'm surprised there's not been a virtual safety car, but
the track is clear. Green flag.
Yeah, we haven't seen much thing as we got Van Dorn coming up behind us as we move a couple of laps later now. A couple of the front runners are starting to make their pit stops as the hypersoft tyres have gone away, and as a result, Sergio Perez, who started 13th, now leads the Canadian Grand Prix. We are now battling Lewis Hamilton, who's come into pits to make his first stop. I imagine that he's doing a 2-stop this afternoon. Leclerc is ahead of him again. I think it's Vettel or Bottas. I'm not sure which one of the Mercedes is ahead of Leclerc. As Hamilton has a go down inside of us into the thing. We bang wheels with our fellow Brit. We're going to try and get in that slipstream. The Ferrari engine is powerful, excuse me, than the Renault that's in there. And we're going to outbrake him into the chicane and take P4 back from him. It's not going to be a lot. Van Dorn is still yet to quit as well. And we've got a couple of McLarens, and I think then is Rosberg behind them. It's following George Russell now in the Force 1 car. He is behind one of the Renaults. I think it's Hulkenberg. And that is an engine failure for Hulkenberg. And then, literally, also, which should be noted, is his teammate Esteban Ocon, who went into the back of Danny Kvyat and is out the race. So both Force 1s out the race, as Hamilton now gives us the clip, and he's going to take P4 away from us now. It's not really him we're fighting, nor Ricciardo. Ricciardo now has got ahead of Van Dorn DRS, so the Australian will be happy as that. Here's a look at what happened with them two, and Ricciardo forces the issue on Vandoorne. So we're down to 18 runners. Now, you see there Russell's parked up on the side. Tyres are starting to get pretty warm. We are coming in a couple, not this lap, soon, to make our one and only stop onto a set of super softs. As now Rosberg goes past Ricciardo. Of course, you expect Audi power versus Renault. There is no argument. It's just a question of Williams actually. So that means that Rosberg is now going to call up to this. We're going to have a huge dogfight with Rosberg. We don't really want Rosberg to go past Ricciardo, or should I say Avocado, is getting in the mix as well. Trying to keep this ahead of Ricciardo, who's got the jump on Rosberg and thing. And we're just going to we're going to get boxed out by Ricciardo, and then Rosberg is going to fly by. We're going to go back in front of Ricciardo down into the chicane. Can we get the double move? Yes, we can. We'll kind of keep Rosberg on the thing. We're going to have to squeeze Rosberg a little bit. Rosberg, I think, is going to have the straight line speed. Can we dive him? Yes, he's going to lock up. Back down into turn 1. And we take back 5th place ahead of the German. Ricciardo jumps back in front of the McLaren as well. Those two are fighting for position in the race. Ricciardo has a look down our inside though, and that could allow Rosberg back through. Yes, it does. And that, unfortunately, our little racing with Rosberg and Ricciardo ends here. Rosberg.
This lap, keep an eye on your distance to the speed limit line as you approach, and make sure you don't speed.
Rosberg is going to get the switchback, a little bit of a switchback on us. And also we are coming into the pits at the end of lap 15. I mean, he's gone. He's already in Spain. No, he's not that far ahead. But yes, Vandoorne is in with us, as is Sainz. Magnussen goes through. He's on another set of hypersofts. I'm not sure what strategy he's doing today. The strategy, unless he's going to a super sauce, but we'll have to wait and see. We come out the pits. 2.7 second stop is not bad for the default game. Obviously that improves on career, but the default game is easy. We're going to come out just in touch with our former teammate Antonio Giovinazzi, literally back where we started. And we start to catch up to Giovinazzi at the end of lap 16 now. In a DRS, Verline is in for his stop, as is Magnussen for another stop. He's on to another set of hypersofts, I think. So I think Magnussen's doing the 3 stop. We need to work on our tyre wear. So we go a little bit deep there. Gasly is in the points, so Renault has shown some progress. They say they got upgrades. We'll have to see how they go when we get to Spain. Spain's already recorded. It's also working on last night's performance upgrades for France as well. So I'll record that this weekend as well. Vandoorne is coming back on us now. He does this, Vandoorne. He like falls asleep during the races and then comes back in.
Respect for your teammate. There's little satisfaction to be had in overtaking.
I don't think I made contact with Kevin. But yes, we are following now Sergio Perez, who has made his one and only stop. And retakes the lead now after, I think it was Vettel came in for his second stop on lap 23. We've got Magnussen now down our inside. He's sort of broken off. Is he going to pull onto the pits? Yes, he is. That's why. So I did leave. I wasn't going to hold him off because I knew he was going to make another stop. He did pull a gap on Vandoorne, and Vandoorne has once again blown cold, because Sainz and Hulkenberg have both got in front of them. So, yes, I'm not sure with Vandoorne's. We're following Max Verstappen now, moving to lap 29. The other Red Bull is having some serious technical issues, and he's going slower than usual. He is limping home for the last end of the points. And subsequently moving to lap 33, I have actually caught up to him in our Carlsberg BMW car. We're into a DRS range, it's not really too short there. Now, also interesting note out is that we need to carry up with this because Sergio Perez is coming through to lap us. Yes, that blue dot, that light medium-shaped dot is it. We go to the outside of Verstappen with the DRS, not really much doing, and that is the
Nice move. Good
ninth
job.
place for us. Another ninth place at this rate. We're going to pull ahead of
Blue
Verstappen,
flag.
who, yes, I hate the blue flag system. Verstappen is behind us, as you
We're
can
not
see there
racing the
from his
car
back.
behind. Let them pass when you...
Well, I'm racing the car behind. But yes, here is Verstappen, and unfortunately didn't go plan. He wanted to let Perez behind. Unfortunately, his AI has been a bit of an idiot, and Verstappen is out of the race. We're down to 17 rows. We let Perez through on the straight, leave another gap to Sainz. To be fair, I think that's Vettel in P2. So Vettel's has done a good job, but it's Sergio Perez and the Williams to get Williams' first victory since 2012. For us, it's a bit of a dogfight to P9.
Alright, race over.
We need to
Take care of
upgrade
the car on
fast
the
if
way
we're
in.
going to get anything out of this season. So yes, let's take a look at how they finished. Sergio Perez he got his first victory in Formula 1, although he did come close back in 2017. His home race in Mexico. No, that wasn't 2017. That was F1 2017 career mode. Excuse me. Apologies for that. Vettel came P2. Leclerc came P3. Hamilton disappointed for him. P4. Bottas P5. Ricciardo, Rosberg, Gasly, myself, and Carlos Sainz interestingly got the last point. Van Dorn, once again outside the points, he has still yet to score points. Magnussen as well, disappointed for him. Hulkenberg, well, is already disaster from 18th. Giovinazzi does well to 14th. Verline does well at 15th. Raikkonen is 16th. Verstappen is 17th. The Kvyat is 2 laps down, so he's classified 18th. The 2 Force 1s not finishing either, along with Verstappen. So, in the Drivers' Championship, Leclerc has the lead, 7 points to Vettel. Perez shoots up to 3rd now, tied with Bottas for points, 4th. Hamilton is 5th, Ricciardo is 6th. Verstappen moves into 7th, Rosberg 8th, myself 9th. Gasly moves up to 10th. Sainz is now 11th. Hulkenberg is 12th, excuse me. So yes, we need to get more points to push up the championship. Hopefully some upgrades coming next race will be able to put that. In terms of the constructors, it is very tight at the top between Ferrari and Mercedes. 1 point in with 97 to 96. Not as close as Formula E, that's even closer to. Williams are slowly climbing that. They got 59. McLaren are building a gap of 26. Red Bull disappointed with 14. And ourselves and Renault 6 and 5 with Alfa Romeo Force 1 and Toro Rosso unchanged. So yes, that's going to round off this video of Final Fantasy F1. If you enjoyed, leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. To see more episodes of Final Fantasy F1. Spain is the next round. We'll see some upgrades as usual with the first European round of the season. And that will be followed then by the French Grand Prix, which I shall record later on. But until the next video, I'll see you next time. Take care. Thank you so much for watching and goodbye.